So in this video, I want to tell you guys a little bit more about what we had just done in the last video. Um, Now you saw in the last video, if we had an integer, let's say it was number equal to 3, and then we call num.methods, we see that we get all these methods. Now, what we had done in the last video was we looked at this 0 method, which ended in a question mark, and then we also looked at odd and even, which ended in question marks. So I want to tell you a little bit about methods that end in question marks, right? So if we call num.0 question mark, we are returned with a value of false. So what this is literally doing, if a method has a question mark at it, it's asking a question of the data. Is this value, whatever this variable is it 0? It's literally asking that question. Is this 0? And then it returns a response of true or false. So if we set a new value called 0 is equal to 0, and then we call 0.0 question mark, we get returned a value of true. And true and false are what is known as Boolean values in Ruby. And Boolean values are exactly that. They're either true or false. There's only two types of Boolean values. And so the same thing happens with odd and even. We're returned with a Boolean value. So num, if we take num and call odd, it tells us that this is true. The number that you have set to this variable is indeed odd. So just wanted to explain that concept to you, that when you use a method that ends in a question mark, you are always going to be returned with a Boolean value, because you are always asking the question of the data, is this 0? Is this odd? Is this even? Is this nil? And that's going to be false for num.nil, because there's a number there. Now, here's something I'm not sure of, and I'm just thinking of it now as we're doing this video. Is 0 a nil value? I don't think so. I think it will still be a value, but I could be wrong about that, and we're going to find out right now. No, it's not. It's still a value. It's not nil. Nil is what's called a singleton class, and we'll get into that later. But I wasn't 100% sure going in, so I asked a question to the data to find out, and just learned something new about the Ruby language. You see, when you experiment with these things, you will continuously gain knowledge that you didn't previously have, and you're building upon that knowledge so that when you continue to do these things, you're at a new foundation for what you can learn the next time you try to play around with the language, and you keep building on those things. But that's it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.